Check, 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 check. Can I get a gain check? Can I get a gain check? 1, 2. Steak. Good morning to you. How do you do? I won't rhyme anymore. I will leave it at that. That's one of your 4 hats. Love it. Nice San Francisco Giants with a green brim. Love it.
Long time, buddy. Haven't worn it.
You know what? You know what? No, actually, I don't have time today. But you mentioned the other day. You said you're going to go back and pull some receipts. I actually might do that as well.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
You have the perfect opportunity. We just have to set a line. All of October, over under. How many hats do you think I wore in October? And let's be realistic. We had like probably 20 streams.
5.
Way over. God, you're such an idiot. You're such a stupid. Soaring over.
Okay. Get 7.5.
I think that's a fair. I'd probably put it at like 8.5.
Okay. All right. Fine. So you wear like the same hat twice a stream, twice a month. Sorry.
That's crazy that would be bad to you. Yo, I'm a Queen supporter, Kadar. Please keep me posted. I see they're down 1.
You got some action. I saw all the homies are on Queens.
All the homies are on Queens.
What are we doing there? What I mean, can anybody take
down 1? They're down 1. I got plus 3.5. I think smart people got plus 5.5, but I'm not a smart guy.
Yeah. I saw Beav was on him. I saw MJ was on him. I saw somebody else was on him. I don't know what all the hype is about Queens basketball. By the way, I do know something about Queens basketball. It's actually in North Carolina. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yep. I learned that actually before you started coming on the streams and we were talking college basketball. That there's another one. Oh, Jacksonville State is in Alabama.
You were even born.
No, you didn't.
Also, what you should do instead of saying, did you know that? Because if I say, yeah, I knew that, you'll be like, oh, sure you did. Why don't you just ask me? Why don't you say, where's Queens College?
No, I know you know more ball than me in college basketball, and you're good with geography.
Your friend every once in a while.
Yeah, but like I would ask you, I would phrase it differently if I actually thought it was something you didn't know.
Yeah. But okay. No, that's fair.
Geography in college basketball is like in your fucking wheelhouse. That one was like what's it called when you already know the answer? A rhetorical question. That was a rhetorical question. Anyways, all right, it's Monday. Good morning, everybody. We got a lot of stream streaks in here. Kadar 10 streams, Clan Mucker 20 streams, Jesus 25, Suck at 25. We really appreciate all you guys. Sunday morning prop talk was thick, packed. Mondays are great. This is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite stream of the week. I love recapping. We do have a Monday Night Football game as well. Just one, no doubleheader. This is all feels right. Don't you think? Like no London game, one Monday Night Football game, all feels right with the NFL.
Awesome, dude. How awesome was yesterday? 47-42, 27-24, 16-13, 27-20, 24-23, 34-24, 27-20, 18-15, 30-29. I'll ignore the Saints game, 28-21. And then the Sunday night game stunk, but that was a good day of football.
Great. I tweeted it. I thought it was the best 1 o'clock slate that we've had maybe all season, at least within the past 4 or 5 weeks. You know, the 1 o'clock slate has been so fucking brutal. The Thursday night game sucked, but we had ourselves a day in the NFL. So I'm looking forward to recapping because I have some thoughts. But before we do, Steak, and good morning to everybody popping in here. Queens down 3. Appreciate you. What's up? Mormon Soaker TV. Interesting name. Should be. Shout out the Raiders +2. Yeah.
You know
what a fucking. Do I know what?
What soaking is?
It's going to be something stupid.
Well, it's stupid, but it's real.
Well, like the literal term of soaking is like being submerged
Mormon
in water.
Soaking. No, Mormon soaking.
Well,
never heard of this.
Creative.
You don't have to get creative. So I believe that by the Mormon law or whatever it is, sex is penetration. So soaking is just putting your dick inside her, and then someone, I believe, shakes the bed. And you're not penetrating because sex is penetration. You're not allowed to penetrate. So soaking is just putting your dick inside her and leaving it in there. No conch nipple, by the way.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say no conch nipple. Conch nipple is not active tonight. Whoa.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, I knew a couple things about the Mormons. Interesting people. I'm not gonna say we. You think it's fair to like not use the word weird to describe Mormons?
No, I think there's literally only one word you can use, and it's weird.
Okay. I knew they didn't drink coffee. I knew they don't have sex until marriage.
But they soak before marriage.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you 100% sure? I mean, I've seen people in the chat backing you up.
Very fucking confident.
So my other question is this, and then we'll move on from the soaking. Is it really common?
Is it really common? Is it really common?
Yeah, like is this like a rare thing? You know, like is every, you know, it's like, is this like a loophole that everybody takes advantage of?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any Mormon friends?
You even have the friend, like you have to have the friend that's willing to shake the bed. There's the bed shaker. It's a position you have to play.
What if you get, or there's got to be some sort of contraption you can purchase that shakes your bed?
That might be against the loophole, but I don't know.
Mormon bed frames.
Did you just think of a good invention, like a vibrating
Mormon bed frames? Yeah.
That sounds freaky.
One time, Greg had a roommate. This guy, forget his name. He was a good dude, pretty out there. Smoked a lot of pot. And I went when I went to visit him. He lived with like 5 dudes, and in his room, the guy he played guitar. He had a bass under his bed, and we get stoned and just lay down and play the bass, and it would like vibrate the bed.
That's so funny.
Greg would. Dude.
Oh, I don't know how we're going to get into football after this.
I don't know how we're going to get into football either, but good morning. You know, we always wonder, Steak and I don't do any pre-planning for the show or anything. We don't have like a pre-production meeting or anything like that, but we always wonder how we're going to start, what we're going to bullshit with. It kind of just comes off the tongue. I did not think this was going to make it, but I'm glad it did because you learned something here. This is an educational stream. It's an educational stream. You try to become a better, but you also want to be a more cultured, informed individual, and that's what we're here for. Anyways, all right. Well, that was fun. Why does Snidesy say Max Hairston with a bunch of hearts? What does that mean?
That's Max Hairston from the Bills, the guy from Kentucky.
I don't understand. Did he do something?
I would assume so.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait till we get into it. New BY uniforms just dropped. Soak City. Wow. RIP Queens. The more you know. Queens lose by 7. What do we college basketball is so back. Fuck Queens. Yeah. What kind of time do we have here?
Oh, it's wraps. They're down.
It's over?
It's got to be like a minute and a half left. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to get into it. We what a great day of football. We got a lot to talk about, but Steak, I wanted to make sure that it did not go by the wayside. We do have to recap the World Series a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Like just don't have to spend too much time on it. Handful of minutes. The chat is buzzing right now with Soak City. I see JJ McCarthy commands in there. We'll talk about it. So I know not everybody's locked in, but we do want to talk a little baseball. So we can back up 2 nights ago, Saturday night, to what I think we said Sunday morning, just quickly. RIP to Mid-Major Matt. And thank you, Matt, for joining us. Got to be one of the best baseball games I've ever seen, and got to be one of the most gut-wrenching losses for the Blue Jays. Did you see this tweet going around, Steak, about the odds to win the World Series next season?
Yeah, the Blue Jays are like 40-1 or something.
I didn't see the actual number, but if you just on your phone on the the screen that shows like the first 6 teams, not even on there is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. I just wanted to say my take, because I know everybody's probably heard a bunch of them before. The one that I brought up on Prop Talk yesterday was again that guy with the sour apples of like, it feels like the best team didn't win. I think the Dodgers they're juggernauts. They're freaks. That video of Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow talking about if you can't beat him, join him, actually made me physically ill.
Yeah.
All right. Now Glasnow couldn't do anything about it. He got traded there. Snell signed with him. Whatever. I don't care. I like both those dudes. More of a Snell guy if I had to pick. But did you see the how much money it said that the Dodgers had on the mound in Game 7? I think it was almost $1 billion, if not $1 billion of contracts.
Yeah.
Do you think this is bad for baseball, or do you still maintain the stance you maintained months or weeks ago when you said, "Oh, the owners are rich, spend money. It is what it is"?
Yeah, I don't want to cry too much. I want to find a happy medium, because I don't want to be too much of a crybaby, because the Yankees have the ability to spend all this money as well, and they don't win World Series ever. So that has to be mentioned. Like, if the Dodgers can do it, why can't the Yankees do it? Just want to throw that out there. But it did really. Okay, this is what happened. The game was over. It was amazing. And I immediately thought about the people that we all know in the community that are Dodgers fans. Sandy and Cam come to mind, right?
Sure.
Love Sandy and Cam. Those are my guys. I didn't feel happiness for them. I'm just being honest. Like, I didn't think like, oh, I'm so happy for Cam and Sandy. They got to witness another Dodgers World Series. Oh, they must feel so amazing. It's like, nobody gives a fuck if the Dodgers win the World Series. Nobody gives a shit. However, I immediately felt sad for Johnny and Avery. I had texted you that. I was like, God, first thing I felt was fucking sadness for Johnny and Avery. I told myself that if the Vikings ever make a Super Bowl in my lifetime, they'll lose exactly the way that the Blue Jays lost. But you know, I don't want to be a crybaby too and say, like, oh, they bought their World Series. It's like, came down to it, dude. A guy like Miguel Rojas and a guy like Will Smith still has to make huge plays. Even if you spend $1 billion on fucking Shohei Ohtani and the pitching staff, your ninth batter, Miguel Rojas, still has to hit a solo shot to win, to keep you in the game. Like, amazing things still have to happen. He almost fucked up fielding that ball at second base. He tripped. I mean, you want to talk about a game of inches. They were an inch away from winning. It's really fucking sicko shit if you're a Blue Jays fan, especially since, like, I think the belief is deep down, you don't think you're getting back there, probably. That's the truth. Yeah. Is like all the things that had to happen for you to get back to that situation was pretty incredible. And, you know, I feel sad. I feel sad for Blue Jays fans.
Yeah, I do too. I was not like emotionally invested. Obviously, I'm not a Blue Jays fan, but I am a fan of, and this is where I keep getting shit. I keep getting pushback, and that's fine. If you don't agree with me in thinking in this matchup, the Blue Jays are a little guy because they have the fifth most expensive payroll, and it's not like a small market team. That's fine, but in my opinion, like, Toronto is the city of losers. The Raptors won a championship because they rented Kawhi Leonard. The Maple Leafs never lose. They just break your heart.
I'm working for the Clippers.
What's that? Oh, it's not working for Clippers, right?
I'm just saying, like, they put Kawhi Leonard around the team that was ready to win. Like,
sure.
Nothing wrong with the Raptors.
It was great. It was brilliant. I loved it. I bet on him. But I think that I think that still, even though Toronto, a big city, heavy populated, they spend money because they have money. They don't get anybody.
Yeah.
The Dodgers and the Yankees get people. Like, the Astros get people. They whiffed. They didn't get Ohtani. They didn't get Pete Alonso. They got Anthony Santander, and the guy did nothing. Then, like, the dude stepping up, the Lucas, the Barger, the Clement, the Kirk, like, that's awesome. And then their guys are homegrown guys. And I know Cam said something like, oh, what do you mean Vladdy was like one of the most highly touted international prospects? So what? So was fucking Wander Franco. Like, my point is, he wasn't really good somewhere else, and then the Jays got him, because that's not what the Jays do. So I was really, really rooting for him. It sucks that they came so close. I feel absolutely terrible. But I have two takeaways and two thoughts about this. Max Scherzer pitching and doing what he's doing. I just want to make sure I fully understand. Like, this guy's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is he a guy that's going to be remembered? Because I feel like to this day, basically what I'm getting at stake is this. We're in our, I was never like the biggest baseball guy growing up, but we still say things like, we compare things to like Randy Johnson, right? Max Scherzer to me is a guy that what he was able to do and go out there and fucking and pitch his ass off, not once, but I think twice, is incredible. And he's already won the a World Series. He's had a really good career. Like, this guy to me, I just hope for, you know, down the road, when you think of Max Scherzer, like, he's a dude that's not forgotten. So I'm going to be on remember Max Scherzer. Okay, 100% Hall of Famer. That's right. But I guess I want to make sure that Max Scherzer always gets credit he deserves. Number 2, Yamamoto pitching the day after he threw 96 pitches. I remember hearing, not alive for this, that like Sandy Koufaxes and Nolan Ryans and all these other fucking dudes way back in the day would pitch like 120, 130 pitches, go home, smoke cigarettes, drink beer, and like 4 days later go out and do it again. People in the chat, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but something has changed in baseball to where everybody is like, you pitch 80 to 90, doesn't matter if it's the 4th or 5th inning, and then you need 5 to 6 days off. Well, Yamamoto just did. I know things change in the playoffs. I know things change in the World Series, But does it kind of show that, like, hey, just because a guy threw a ball 95 times doesn't mean he literally can't fucking use his right hand to jerk off the next day, you know? Like, do you wonder if this is kind of like revealing something a little bit that, like, I'm kind of trying to explain what I'm getting at. Managers are very quick with the leash on pitchers for their pitch count. Do you think that this is a glimpse of maybe guys throwing more often or throwing more pitches? We're not the biggest baseball guys, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it is at all. I think it's because it was the World Series and it was Game 7, and I do not think it will have any effect on regular baseball. I think it will be exactly the same. And next year, if a team is in this situation and they have a shitty-ass bullpen like the Dodgers do, and they have a guy like Yamamoto, who I think is absurdly young, right?
I don't know.
Well, anyways, he was always going to get used, and he'll go back to whatever pitch count he had next year. I just think it was just because of the circumstance, and it was perfectly done. It was perfectly done by the Dodgers, and in my opinion, Schneider, that's the manager's name for the Blue Jays.
He's 27. Yeah, John Schneider.
There were some bad decisions. I didn't like bunting Guerrero over to third. You got a guy you're down 1, you got a guy on second with no outs. Why are you playing to tie the game, play to win the game? And then I don't remember who was on third. I want to say it might have been Ernie Clement, but it probably wasn't, with no lead on that hit to Miguel Rojas. No lead off third base. Like, come on, dog. I thought that was crazy, but I guess that's the most you could say. Yeah,
last thing I want to mention, and then we'll get into NFL. By the way, first time chatter, what's up there? Yamamoto couldn't pick that MVP trophy up. His arm was shot. Yeah, and then Snowman, you kind of have a good point that I guess I didn't realize. Pitchers are throwing harder now. It's also analytics that say pitchers do way worse the third time through. But yes, nothing's stopping them from throwing. Got it. I didn't really factor in knowing that pitchers throw harder obviously makes sense, but like the third time through is the, Kevin Cash pulling Blake Snell at 70 pitches in the World Series type thing. IKF. Yeah. The last thing I want to give credit to.
I feel like Alan Dims has the laughing emoji as like a signature, like.
Yeah. Budman?
Laughing, crying emoji. Yeah. Like Budman.
Like Budman.
Yeah.
Sure, he knew mid-game 6 he was pitching. Yeah, I heard I need to start with CBB first. We got games early, brother. Come on now. Oh my God, is Real Nicky Gamble serious?
I mean, it's Bradley and no, we're not talking about it. We will talk about Arizona, Florida, whatever the other games are, though.
Sure. Slim Smith with a sub bank 10 months. Appreciate you, Hype Train. That boy Rav is in here. He says Winthrop -5.5 cash. CLV is a fallacy. Yeah,
I saw Rav say he was going against the Sharps and everyone chirping him. Good job, Rav. I unfortunately took Queens.
Rav, I love it. Rav's got balls. Got balls. I've always been a Rav fan. I think Rav is W Rav with the bookie community. And good job there. That was I don't know anything about any of these teams, so I gotta watch and see a little bit. But we know a little bit about the NFL. So Steak, the newsletter had a great day. 3-0 in the newsletter. Niners, my best bet comes through. Your best bet, the Falcons +5.5 comes through. Mixed extra point heard around the world. Love that, because if that game goes to overtime, we lose by 6. And the under in the Texans, which I don't know. We probably would have lost that one if it went overtime too. So great to see that happen. I still didn't have a profitable day because I'm just making the dumbest fucking decisions of all time. Shout out full unit on Tyler Shook over longest completion like a moron. But anyways, it's not about me. It's about the recap, and it's about the NFL Week 9. Great games. Let's talk about it. Let's start with your Vikings. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
So, first of all, I want to say, I'm a big Cornfields fan. You're a Cornfields fan. Really, really like Cornfields. He's an annoying motherfucker. I just got to tell you, an annoying motherfucker. This guy hits me up yesterday out of the blue and says, "You're awful quiet about JJ McCarthy." Okay, listen. He says that to a guy who, after his first victory, I made a video giving him credit. That's what he said to a guy who went out of his way, who said he's a JJ McCarthy hitter, to give him his credit for having a great fourth quarter and winning a divisional game on the road. Well, guess what? I'm going to do it again. I said, Cornfields, why don't you do me a favor? Stop bothering me on a fucking Sunday night and tune into the show at 10 a.m. so I can glaze JJ McCarthy. But I want to make something clear before I do. Okay. JJ McCarthy had 14 completions, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's not lighting the world on fire, but it doesn't matter, because you know what? I'm not a stat nerd. I'm a guy who watches the game when I can watch the game. JJ McCarthy, from what I gathered, I was a red zone guy yesterday. He looked much better. He looked like a gamer. Like JJ McCarthy, in my opinion, is the epitome of a gamer, you know? And I like that. I really like that. This is a guy that has a lot of potential long-term as a franchise quarterback. Short-term, not all the way there with it. But wow, what a gritty victory for the Vikings. And what I pushed back on the Cornfields was, you got to be out of your fucking mind to think that JJ McCarthy deserves a glaze. Because Steak, you know who deserves a glaze? That Vikings defense. They forced the Detroit Lions at home. Now, granted, the Lions put up 24 points, but they scored on their first drive, and they scored late. You know what they did in between? Nothing. The Vikings defense forced the Lions to punt 5 straight times.
Yeah.
I don't know the data. I didn't ask StatMuse or ChatGPT, but I can't fathom that has happened a bunch. Jared Goff had a 44 QBR, and we're big QBR guys. You know what the Lions rushed for? 20 carries for 65 yards. 2.8 yards per carry for Jahmyr Gibbs off a bye week. Phenomenal job all the way around for the Vikings. What an unbelievable win. We thought they would be gritty dogs or live dogs. I didn't think they were going to win outright. Steak, your thoughts?
Well, the defense was amazing. It was probably the best defensive game by the Vikings so far this year. 5 sacks on Jared Goff. Obviously, when you consider the opponent and where the game was, usually these fucking guys light the world on fire at Ford Field. It was impressive. But yeah, I thought JJ McCarthy was about as good as you could hope for. The one interception, which wasn't great, was a rip away play where the receiver could have made a play on it too. It wasn't like a horrible interception. Nope. He's got another rushing touchdown. He's 3 touchdowns, and he's got another divisional road win under his belt after 3 games. I have nothing negative to say about JJ McCarthy. I really love the guy. I think will be a really good NFL quarterback one day. I think it will be rough sledding for this year, to be honest, expecting what we need out of him because we won 14 games last year. So when we go 8-9 this year, which we inevitably will, with how tough the schedule is, I think Vikings fans will be anxious. But another huge thing that I mentioned, Van Ginkel was back. He was a factor. Brian O'Neill, Christian Darrisaw, having your offensive line intact matters. I do think that if we can keep the offensive line healthy and keep Van Ginkel back, that you will not see the Vikings team that you saw against the Chargers again, really, for the rest of the year.
Sure. Also, I didn't listen to all of Part of My Take, but I was I got about 20-30 minutes into it while I was making my eggs this morning. This is crazy. Did you listen to it yet? Did you hear about the stat line?
A single second.
JJ McCarthy against the Bears, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 13 completions. JJ McCarthy against the Lions, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 14 completions. Almost the identical stat line.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hilarious. 1 completion off. Look, I mean, if you want me to be a JJ McCarthy hater, I'm not going to do it because at the end of the day, a win's a win. But the Justin Jefferson one-handed catch in the end zone was what Justin Jefferson does. Mm-hmm. Get your ball to your best player.
It was good throw.
Yeah. It's where the receiver had to make a catch. It was well covered, well contested. The other one that was like a 30-yard catch to not. Oh, the one that iced the game to Naylor was a great play by him. Mm-hmm. And that 30-yard catch where it was kind of an underthrow, but the guy came back and made a good catch. Addison. The guys were making plays. But listen, the dude he's fiery. I love that. I like emotion. I like passion. He's got that. That's what I like about him. Talent-wise, I don't know. But is there reason to panic for the Detroit Lions? I don't think so. If anything, I'll be looking to buy into them off a loss. The Lions are just one of those teams. So I'm not going to really – I don't think there's much to take away from Detroit. I think the takeaway there was a very, very good job. And we talked about it. I think Matt said it or you said it on Prop Talk. You're buying low on KOC. You want to buy low and sell high when you can in the NFL. That was a great spot to do it. Okay. Let's keep moving. Next game, wild game. Let's stay in the NFC North. What a division. The Bears and the Bengals. Bears win this game 47-42. Absolutely insane. Insane end to this game. It's so insane. I got to rant. I might actually have to make a video on this because I feel strong about it. But I'll let you guys know what it's going to be about. Joe Flacco fucks your passing leader. Nice job on JSN. We'll get to that. But 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I can't say that it was Caleb Williams' best game, but he did what he needed to do. 20 of 34, 280, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, but a 66 QBR. And again, with the no interceptions thing, when the Bears win a game, it's nice to be like Caleb Williams didn't make any interceptions. But when they don't win a game, it's like he's not really making any difficult throws. Kyle Monangai, 26 carries, 176 yards. I mean, we've talked about it all season. This Bengals rush defense is it's twice as bad as the Dolphins rush defense. It's so pathetic. They have no dogs. They have no nasty. They have no bad motherfuckers on the interior. And they have Al Golden as defensive coordinator, who is probably the worst defensive coordinator in the NFL. He really should have stayed in college. Steak, did you have anything in this game? Because I did not.
No, I didn't have anything in this game. I don't love your take. I'll be honest. I think we said yesterday going into it, put up or shut up for Caleb Williams, and he absolutely put up. No interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 280 yards. Fuck a QBR. He had 115 quarterback rating. And obviously it helps when your running back is averaging 6.8 yards a carry. I think we nailed Kyle Monangai yesterday, thinking he was going to have a big game, 176 yards. He's probably the new guy over there. He's at least going to be the 50-50 guy at minimum whenever it is that DeAndre Swift gets healthy. But yeah, I don't agree with you that Caleb Williams isn't making difficult throws. I think he is making difficult throws, and I think he is. That was a good game. Good game for Caleb Williams. And we basically were on a week-to-week basis. They're 5-3. I don't know who they play next week, but I think right now you just assess Caleb at a game-to-game basis. And at this game, I'm giving him a B-.
I think you're a little too nice with Caleb Williams. And if not for that last play, 60-yard pass, Caleb Williams would have had 19 completions for 220 yards against the Bengals. That's
19 completions, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I mean, you can go and look at a lot of games. Caleb Williams doesn't have interceptions. They're still not good Caleb Williams games. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't value him not throwing interceptions that much because it goes back to so many things with him. Oh, look, he's 14 of 14. Isn't he good? No, he's throwing the ball 5 yards, checking it down every play. He's scrambling out of the pocket and throwing a dude on a run and a busted play. He's not throwing to his first or even his second read. Okay, I could be wrong here. We're talking about a Bears team that came very, very close to losing to the Bengals. I'm not all of a sudden saying like, great job for Caleb Williams. He proved the doubters wrong. Now the Bears are good.
No, all I said was game-to-game basis. He passes this game. I didn't say he proved all the doubters wrong or anything like that. We said put up or shut up, and this counts as putting up.
Yeah, Nerfy Chad nailed it. Against the Vikings, he had one good throw, everything else with a halfback pass. Fat Girls, who is a Bears fan, obviously is going to say, you're acting like he was missing throws. The run game was efficient. He didn't need to throw for 400. You're absolutely right. But he was missing throws, Fat Girls. I mean, he 14 incompletions. You know, that's not nothing. That's not nothing. The other,
also, don't forget, he caught a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, you know who had a better passer rating than Caleb Williams? Tyson Bagent and DJ Moore. I'm just kidding, obviously.
That sounds right.
Anything. Rome dropped the TD. Okay, fair enough. Y'all called me crazy when I said Caleb with Daniels, but now we won't know. This is what happens when you glaze Caleb Williams after barely beating the Cincinnati Bengals. This is what happens.
Yeah, I don't think Caleb Williams is better than Jaden Daniels. I said that yesterday, and
I know. But now this is what happens. But I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying this is what happens in the sports world. But yeah, I mean, can't push back on it. Jaden Daniels has not looked good. He's playing. He's hurt. And kudos to Caleb Williams.
You can push back on it if you don't assess your quarterbacks after one good or bad game. You
can. You're saying barely beating Cincinnati when he put up 40. That's not on Caleb Williams.
I don't care about barely wins or any of that stuff, or that if you take away the one big play at the end. I hate talking like that.
That's fine. Okay. That's fine. You're right. I'll own up to that. You're right. Here's another question. I'm not going to do this, but people are doing it. So I'm curious to hear what you think. Does Joe Flacco, first of all, shout out Cam his money. I mean, he glazed Joe Flacco trade from the start. I thought it was not going to work out. 31 of 47, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 76 QBR. Does Joe Flacco doing this on the Bengals offense take away a little bit from Joe Burrow?
I think that's what the people are going to say. I think that's what the people are going to say for sure.
So Joe Burrow can be frustrating at times. I am a Joe Burrow guy. He can be frustrating at times. This is crazy what Joe Flacco is doing. This is crazy.
It's really crazy, man.
T. Higgins, 121 yards. Jamar Chase, 111 yards. I mean, Chase Brown, 75. It's Yoshiva, 66. It's crazy.
It really is.
It does show you that this offense might be able to run itself a little bit. We've seen other offenses like this before. You see Mac Jones doing well in the Niners offense. I don't know if it's a Zach Taylor thing. I don't know if it's a personnel thing, but Joe Flacco, man, what a job trading for him, and at least having some fun with your season. You know,
I was gonna say they're not doing shit. They're 3-6 and they keep losing, but yes, it's much more enjoyable. And at least now you don't have Jamar Chase like being a complete diva, because that would happen if he was still getting quarterbacked by Jake Browning. Now at least they can all bitch at this awful fucking defense, which is probably, if we're being honest, one of the worst in NFL history. But yeah.
I saw that this is Joe Flacco's first career 400-yard passing game. I didn't know if that was true or not. I haven't fact checked it with ChatGPT. I can't get enough of these Bengals tweets. The Bengals are the first team. I'm sorry. But they had a kickoff return for a touchdown, blocked field goal, onside recovery, 500 yards of offense, 2 receivers on their plus yards, 15 points scored in less than a minute, 42 total points, and lost the game. There was another. This is what's crazy to me. And this is where I think I need to make a video, and I'll just give you a little bit of a spoiler on what my rant's going to be. This turned into a touchdown. And I mean, we've all seen the play. Everybody's seen the play, but when you see this still image, this is just crazy. What is happening? And it's not the first time it's happened. It's just it now like was a game-winning play.
Yeah.
Players aren't tackling. They're hitting. And whoever this fucking safety is back here on the Bengals, I'd cut him today. But we see it all the time. Defenders are just going in and they're trying to hit. Never, if you played football growing up, the first thing you get taught is wrapping up. Nobody wraps up. The art of wrapping up is dead. Nobody does it. And I can't believe, I mean, this is coaching, but we see it all the time. And I just can't believe this fucking guy would do that. I can't believe that. The Minneapolis Miracle. Exactly.
It was crazy. That guy became a meme.
Buddy of mine had Loveland under half 100 yards game on season young parlay. That is hilarious.
He was probably bragging about it too, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was looking really good. All right, let's give some glaze or the opposite of glaze to the Carolina Panthers. 13.5-point dogs. Save the points. Don't need them. Win outright in Lambeau. And you know what? We're kind of right about this. I think this was your only loser, Steak. You had yourself a nice Sunday. Good job. Right about Bryce Young going into Lambeau, not being able to play when it's cold. 11 for 20, 102 yards and an interception, 47 QBR, 48 rating. But Dowdle, again, shout out our guy Mid-Major Matt. Just kidding. Shit wager. 25 carries, 130 yards. This guy is the fucking man. Still can't believe the Cowboys let him go. But I think the story here is about the Packers. And Jordan Love, 26-37, 0 touchdowns, an interception. Got sacked once, 66 QBR. Josh Jacobs had a nice day. What more do you want? 17 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. What more do you want? Steak, what's your takeaway on the Packers? Because I have a little bit of a rant.
They're obnoxious.
Yeah.
The Packers are an obnoxious football team. They are obnoxious. Never seen a fucking team play with their food so much. This was pathetic. Let's just call it what the fuck it was. This was a fucking pathetic-ass performance by the Green Bay Packers. You just said it. Bryce Young throws 11 for 20, 102 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and you lose the game?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking pathetic, dude. Holy shit, that was pathetic. Rico Dowdle's the absolute man. Don't get me wrong. He's cool as fuck. I'm glad to see a coach finally stand on business. Like, stop mixing him in with Chubba Hubbard. Stop it. Mm-hmm. One guy is running like the best running back in the NFL, and another guy is a fucking plotter getting 3 yards every time and doing a whole bunch of fucking nothing. And I'm not a Hubbard hater, but that's just the truth. Stop trying to fucking do the 50-50 running back by committee bullshit when Rico Dowdle is running this hard. 25 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's the reason they won the game. That and the fucking Panthers defense was just opportunistic, hounding, and the Packers are fucking assholes, and I'm gonna shit on them, and they're gonna beat the shit out of whoever they play next week. So I'm not gonna be a game by game overreactor. I think the Packers are one of the best teams in the NFC. This shit was pathetic.
Listen, I make so many stupid bets, and I've beaten my head against so many walls and try to time players and keep betting them. And I get shit for it, and I should get shit for it. And because of that, we're going to continue the pipeline of giving shit to each other. TM Sharp says they should trade Golden, to be honest. Let me tell you something. If you are still betting on Matthew Golden, you need to stop.
I didn't see a lot of it this week, to be completely honest. Now, honestly, it's getting worse because Christian Watson is the deep ball guy. Like, Christian Watson, the deep ball guy. He had a 50-yard catch this game. I think he had a 50-yard catch last game.
Listen, I think there's something there.
Matthew Golden, dude. 2 catches for 9 yards. He had less receiving yards than Malik Heath and Savion Williams and Chris Brooks.
There is, you know what though? You know what the problem is? It's not even a Matthew Golden thing. This guy shouldn't have been drafted by the Packers.
Hold on, because I think more people should do this, Corco. I had the Packers as one of my teams that I believe win the Super Bowl, and I still do. Yeah, I'm not going to be the guy who goes on ESPN and starts yelling like fucking Colin Cowherd or Stephen A. Smith after overreacting because of one game. They're 5-2-1, and I still believe they can win the Super Bowl even after their home loss to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, listen, I'm just telling you right now, I've been down this road before, and I did it last year, and I'm done. Now, the one thing I said is the Packers are missing a dude on defense, and they addressed that by signing and paying handsomely Micah Parsons. What did Micah Parsons do yesterday? He had 3 tackles. He did have 1 for loss.
He knows how to disappear. He knows how to show up, and he knows how to disappear, man.
I'm not trying to glaze or anything with that take, because Micah Parsons could be a huge impactful player when the Packers need him most, which is when we'll get to that point. I'm assuming the Packers will probably make the playoffs or at least be in the hunt, and he should show up, but he didn't show up for the Cowboys. And this is frustrating because let's be honest, man, when Myles Garrett goes out there in New England and gets 5 sacks, when TJ Watt goes out there yesterday and has 2 strip sacks, like Micah Parsons should be fucking feasting.
He should be. TJ Watt's been a little, not his best showing this year, but
no. The year he's been bad. He's been bad.
I love TJ Watt, but he hasn't been all that consistent this year either. But yeah, no, you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
This is to me. I tweeted a picture about this, or a picture of Matt LaFleur. I said we need to have a conversation. This loss is solely on coaching, and I will tell you exactly why. I think the Packers have a problem of not maintaining an understanding of who they are as a team and staying hungry. This is the biggest problem for the Packers, and this is why they have so many ups and downs. When they do well, they start feeling themselves. They walk around like Dustin Johnson back in 2019, like they got a 9-inch cock in that little town of Lambeau, and they feel like fucking superstars on that small little fucking campus as like varsity high school players. Everybody loves them. They get a primetime win on the road against Pittsburgh. They come back. They got the Panthers coming in town, double-digit favorites. I'm sure not one person on local Packer fucking radio even spent too much time breaking down the game. I bet you they started talking about other things, like the next opponent to take seriously.
You know what Packers fans are a little? They're a little Yankee fanish.
Sure.
They are. Sure. It's like as soon as you start arguing with them, like, hey, man, Aaron Rodgers only having 1 Super Bowl and the last one being in 2008 with you guys, that's a failure. That's a failure.
The problem, and you know, I really want to like LaFleur, but he only gets the most out of his guys after they disappoint. And then he just completely takes his foot off the gas as a coach whenever they do something good. He doesn't keep them hungry, he doesn't keep them pissed off, he doesn't keep them motivated. And you saw the difference. Sean McVay gets his guys to go out there after a nice big fucking win in London. They come back home. What do? They go out there, they beat the fucking piss out of the Saints. This was inexcusable for the Packers.
Packers are going to be my stand on business play of the week next week.
And that's fine. I like that you're doing that. I don't want you to jump ship. And honestly, let's be real. It's one game in a season. Like Ohio State lost to fucking Michigan as 21-point favorites. They were fine. As long as you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yep. Against the Eagles, Carter. Against the Eagles, I'll be doing that.
Yep. Okay, Chargers, Titans. I don't have a whole lot to say about this game, but go figure. Chalk does not come through in the early slate. I know we had what was it? Lions -9.5, Chargers -9.5. I mean, they were some, pretty easy buttons to press, and they don't come through. 2 Super Bowls between 30 years. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I had a big talk about this with Sean Payton with our buddy Drew this morning. We'll talk about that. I compared Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I'll see what you have to say. But the Chargers win this game 27-20. I don't really have any takeaways. It was good to see the Titans fight a little bit. But Joe Alt gets hurt. That sucks.
If Joe Alt's hurt, that you can just kiss the Chargers goodbye. It'll go exactly like last year. They'll have a wild card playoff game. They'll probably get beat up pretty bad. I'll just call it right now. A team I will absolutely give up on if they don't have Joe Alt is the Chargers. They're cooked without Slater and all.
Yeah. No, that's that. I mean, look, we used to be the guys that would always kind of go around buying bad news, but there are times when you just got to sack up and stay away or buy into a guy coming back and making a huge contribution. I'm absolutely with you. I mean, this team, Jim Harbaugh team is so dependent on the trenches and the offensive line that if they don't have them, I don't want anything to do with them. So if you guys are betting on the Chargers, be careful. I'm not necessarily saying I'm going out there and fading them directly, but they'd be more of a fade candidate than a buy-in candidate.
Yeah, and I know that the Titans covered, but you can't tell me you're not happy you didn't have to have your money on the Tennessee Titans yesterday.
Oh,
you did a fucking pick six and a punt return for a touchdown. They still almost didn't cover. The fucking Titans are miserable, man. This is like getting to be one of the worst teams I've ever watched.
Yep. By the way, I'm loving Rav's tweets right now. He said Winthrop -5.5, Wake and Cash. Who are we fading next? I'm out for blood. I don't know why, Rav.
Oh yeah. I like that because everybody.
Yeah, Rav's a funny motherfucker. I like his vibes. All right, Patriots at home, 24-23. Steak, best bet. Great job. You nailed it. It was a big buy spot on the Falcons after their performance last week. I got a couple of thoughts on this game, and some on each side. First, I'll just give you the lay of the land on what happened. Something that people don't look at that I think is important to pay attention to, and I looked at this with the Chargers last year. They were always starting well in the first half, and then they would flake in the second half. There is something to be said there, and I got involved, actually. I think when the Bucs played the Chargers, I took them live, and they beat the piss out of them. But the Patriots go up in this game, 21-14. They scored a field goal in the second half. That's it, after scoring 3 touchdowns. And I don't know. I'm trying to think about if that's really impressive from the Falcons defense, or if there's something there with this Patriots team when they play, decent competition. Cause I know they beat the fuck out of the Panthers at home, but like, other than that, there's been a couple struggles. And I'm watching this game when I see it on. Drake May is still moving the ball. He's awesome. 19 of 29, 259. He got sacked 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I think when I look at this is like, man, the Falcons have a pretty good defense.
They do.
They have a good defense. Raheem Morris is a defensive-minded guy. And what I'm getting at with this is the Falcons did nothing offensively until late in that game. Thankfully, they covered and they missed the extra point. Steak, I got to tell you, I don't know if Penix is that guy.
Oh, I don't think that's a hot take.
Well, he's young. He's
does not look like that guy. He does not look like that guy. But he looks a lot better than Kirk Cousins looked last week.
100%. I'm not saying the Falcons shouldn't start him right now, but you obviously when he's not like that young, but they drafted him last year. He's in his second year. You want to know if this could be your guy for the next 5, 6, 7 years. And I don't know. I know he could probably still get better, but there's just something I'm missing. And I say that he was 22 of 37, only 220 passing yards. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, this is your Caleb Williams, clean, good game. But Drake London was amazing. 9 catches, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's got a good defense. He's got a phenomenal wide receiver. The offensive line I know is banged up. You got Bijan Robinson. We don't talk about it. But do you guys remember Dak Prescott was in like the best situation ever? On the Cowboys with Zeke.
Yeah.
And that offensive line. Penix is in a really, really good spot to thrive.
Okay, let me give you some pushback. Even though I agree with most of what you just said, I am a Penix guy, so I feel like I have to defend him a little bit.
Sure.
He doesn't look great. I don't think he looks amazing. He looked way better than Kirk Cousins last week. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 100 quarterback rating. And he did something that for some reason the Falcons don't figure out how to do. They threw the ball to a guy who should absolutely be a top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Drake London is fucking incredible. And he should be having 9 reception, 118-yard games all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. But the Falcons might have the worst coach/offensive coordinator combo in the entire league. coaching.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Continue.
Totally fine. Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson. Let's give Penix a shot without those guys before we write them off. But yeah, this is bad what the Falcons are doing. I don't know. They can't fucking figure out how to get Bijan in the running game going. If you would have told me they sacked fucking Drake May 6 times, 3 guys had 2 sacks each, including Jalen Walker on the Falcons defense. If you would have told me that happened, I would have told you that the Falcons won this game. And all could have went to overtime if the fucking asshole makes his extra point. So I'm not like saying they weren't competitive, but they also were getting beat up pretty bad at some point in this game too. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. It's funny. You look at this defense, and AJ Terrell is a good player. I think. Yeah, I think they drafted him out of Clemson, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. That sound right? They like their Notre Dame players. JD Bertrand I loved him at Notre Dame. Drafted Mike Hughes, Xavier Watts, Notre Dame player as well. He's a solid guy. Jesse Bates, Daryl Hodge, Felipe Franks at a tackle, which is hilarious. You know what? I don't see Pierce. He must be injured.
I thought I saw him make a play, weirdly enough, James Pierce. But maybe I was thinking of Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker had 2 sacks.
Yeah. And a pass deflected, 2 QB hits. I mean, his PFF grade must have been insane.
He recovered the fumble. Thank you, McKiffin. Yeah, Pierce recovered the fumble.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know why I don't see him on the stat sheet at all. But anyways, it's just something I'm keeping an eye on of like, what is it? Is it a Penix thing? But you make a really good point, and that's actually probably more of what it is. Zach Robinson might not have any business of being an offensive coordinator in the NFL. Great job.
Do you think Vrabel's officially trolling at this point with the TreVeyon Henderson, Terrell Jennings thing? Because it's not just that TreVeyon had 14 carries and Terrell Jennings had 11, which is crazy. It's the fact that Terrell Jennings got the goal line carry. Like, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, but what is the troll?
I don't know. I feel like it's what we talk about. Like, if you go online and you play fantasy football, it's just we're constantly talking about TreVeyon Henderson. Like, bro, Ramondre Stevenson, I feel like fumbled the ball 30 times. He's like, nope, sticking with Ramondre Stevenson.
Mike McDaniel would fix Penix. Yeah. I know people just think that like Mike McDaniel would be an incredible offensive coordinator. I'm not like 1,000,000% sure that's guaranteed. Sometimes his play calling really fucking sucks. But yeah, his offense would be awesome for Bijan.
I would invest into Mike McDaniel as an offensive coordinator.
I would hire him. I'm just not saying like he's not a slam dunk in my opinion. But if Josh McDaniels can do it, Mike McDaniel probably can too. All right, let's go to another game. 34-24, San Francisco 49ers, New York Giants. The Giants fall to 2-7.
Sorry. Can I just address 2 things before we move on?
Oh, yeah.
Tucker Kraft left that game with a knee injury for the Packers, and LaFleur said it doesn't look good. I think he might be out for the year. Also, I'm pretty sure Kayshon Boutte got fucking carted off as well. He was having a good year. Not a great loss for a pretty rough receiving core. But yeah, you can go on now. Sorry.
No. Those are important to point out. Yeah, Tucker Kraft was a touchdown machine. Awesome dude. And Boutte, I remember hearing the stat that he was like one of the like under the radar guys on the LSU wide receiver room. Do you remember that?
He's been good this year.
Yeah. No, he really has. No, that's a good point. Thank you. And by the way, if you guys are in here, we appreciate it. It's almost 11 o'clock. If you're on Twitter, can you come over to Twitch or YouTube, watch on a platform that we monetize, watch an ad. We make a nickel. Appreciate it. We're going to shut down on Twitter at noon. Sorry to have you guys come over here. But if you guys are on YouTube, like the stream, subscribe to the page, Twitch. We always appreciate you guys subbing and following as well. On that note, a couple of new follows. Fat Danny 9, DJ Trip to Hit. What's up? Joker XJB, Chandler Covers with a couple of new follows. I feel like I have something in my throat, by the way. I'm going to have to re-up on my water in a second. And Hype Train Level 1, I missed it. Thank you, Twizzy, for the sub. 35 months. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a nice weekend. All right. Niners best bet. I don't really have to talk too much about this one, but out of all the things I am as a sports bettor, I am trying to evolve. I'm trying to, figure things out and get better. Things that used to work for me are no longer working for me. I get in my head a lot. I overthink things. I'm trying to simplify stuff. And this is one of my new methods. As I get older, I really start to value coaching and coaching staffs. When I was younger, I never really gave a fuck about it. I just look at the players, the stats, the scores, whatever, more like a video game mindset. When you played football in a video game, you never really knew who the head coach was. You just build the roster. Kyle Shanahan against Brian Daboll. That fucking easy. All right. Niners, I mean, look, it was 17-7 at halftime. Like, the Giants were competitive. And on that note, I'll give Daboll a little credit. You know, he's doing this with nobody. Devin Singletary, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson, Jackson Dart, man, this guy can play. He really can. I will have opinions. I will tell you things. And when I'm wrong, I am wrong. I did not think Jackson Dart was going to be that guy. I didn't think Drake May was going to be that guy. He looks the part. Like, he looks like a guy who's competitive. He looks like someone who just makes other players better. He looks like a good guy, like a guy I'd want to coach as my quarterback. I like his charisma, and I like it, basically what he's able to do as a quarterback. He can move, he can run. Now, you got to be careful. He's almost running a little too much. You don't want him to get hurt. But 8 carries, 56 yards. He was a leading rusher with a touchdown, 2 touchdowns as well, passing 24, 33, 191, 54 QBR. But this was a CMC game. Steak, great job on Jauan Jennings. 41 receiving yards and a touchdown. He was a leading receiver, not named Christian McCaffrey. Brian Robinson, 5 carries, 53 yards. He had a nice truck stick for a touchdown, but that's all I got to say about this is just the example of which, you know, when it came down to pressing this Niners -2.5 button, talked about it on Prop Talk. Maybe that line's a little short. Don't give a fuck. Was it square? Maybe. Square plays hit. That's all I got to say about that. Any other takeaways?
Yeah. I think I needed to see a game like this from Mac Jones where he didn't make mistakes and wasn't asked to do too much, because if they are going to have success in the long term this year, he has to have games like that. Like, you can't be expecting Mac Jones to throw for 350 yards and be a world beater every game with Kendrick Bourne. I don't know if it's because they got Kittle and Jauan Jennings back. Jauan Jennings is a really good blocking wide receiver. We already know George Kittle is a good blocking tight end, but the run game was fucking awesome, and they ran it 39 times. So it didn't matter who was running either. You said it, fucking Brian Robinson, probably his best game of the year. You nailed it. You nailed it. I'll be honest. I was skeptical. And then when the game kicked off, I was like, this makes perfect fucking sense. Jackson Dart is awesome. And I think I'm happy for Giants fans that you have him, because if you didn't, this would be as miserable of a year as you could imagine if you were watching Russell Wilson every week. Like, I do feel similarly about JJ McCarthy. Like, I'm excited about JJ McCarthy. I don't think the Vikings can win a Super Bowl this year. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. But so, like, every week I'm tuning in to see if fucking JJ McCarthy progresses. Jackson Dart progressing way faster, and he just has that fucking like swag, you know. Like, Jackson Dart is cool as fuck.
Yeah, I'll say this. Just being totally honest, I'm not gonna take a shit on JJ McCarthy after a big divisional win against the Lions. But if I'm watching JJ and I'm watching Jackson Dart,
not a hot take.
Okay, I like the look of Jackson Dart playing a lot more than I like JJ McCarthy. And then when you also expand on that a little bit and look at who he's throwing to, it's like, holy shit. So yeah, it's reasons to get excited for sure. But similarly, you know, I like the fieriness from those post-game videos for JJ. I like seeing, even when he, what did he do? I think it was the throw on 3rd and 5 that iced the game, where JJ looked over to the sideline and was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I love that shit.
JJ's in the locker room after the game.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Good time. Did you think Jackson Dart's kind of like the 8.5 with big fake tits, and JJ McCarthy is like the girl next door that's lived next to you for fucking 10 years, but, you know, sneaky, you know.
You just nailed it.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy is like the good, probably, you know, is in book clubs, like has dinner ready, fucking
comes from a good family,
like not going to give you a hard time in your marriage, and you're not going to have to worry about her, no trust issues. And Jackson Dart's going to be, yeah, you said 8.5, maybe the 9.5.
Yeah, she's probably going to fucking make out with your friends behind your back.
Yeah. Like, she's going on girls trips, and you have to, like, you know, maybe you do the whole share location thing, and you got to wonder. So, you know, both decent options. It's just, what kind of life do you want to live?
Yeah.
All right. Colts and Steelers. This was my FOMO play. Kind of had this one on my radar the entire week. Talked about it. I thought the fact that the Steelers were +3 against the Colts, who were 7-1, one of the best teams, if not the best looking team in the NFL, after losing and not covering against the Packers, was very telling, very short. And I was thinking, Steak, I'm like, why would the odds makers make this line short? Are they disrespecting the Colts, or are they respecting the Steelers? You know what I heard today that makes a ton of sense? This was the first game the Colts played on natural grass, and it was outdoors.
Interesting.
And it showed. Their offense scored a touchdown in the first quarter. They did nothing until the fourth quarter. They got shut out in the second and third quarters against a Steelers defense that's letting anybody score on them for the most part. So, look, I'm not going to shit on Daniel Jones, but I do want to ask you now where I was visiting some family yesterday, but before we figured out Red Zone, the only game that was on the television that I could watch was the Steelers Colts. So I watched about the entire first half of it. Without looking, what do you think Daniel Jones' QBR was?
I mean, I watched the game. He was horribly bad. 19.1.
13.
It was really, really bad. The 300 yards are kind of like a farce in this situation.
Right.
He was really bad yesterday. It's fine, not writing him off at all by any means, but he was really bad.
I also wanted to point out, because you can look and say, oh, Daniel Jones had multiple turnovers. He had 3 interceptions. He didn't play well. But I don't want to just end it there. I feel like sometimes those are lazy takes, and I want to try to give credit where it's due, or make sure that the right people get blamed if they fuck up. You got to give, somebody just said it, you got to give credit to that Steelers defense on containing Jonathan Taylor. He had nothing.
Correct.
He had nothing. 14 carries.
Blueprint. They might have just showed you a little bit of blueprint versus the Colts, because the second he realized he wasn't getting the run game he's used to out of John Taylor, Daniel Jones got a little crazy and it was bad. And I also want to mention the Steelers ran the ball 23 times for 38 yards. That's 1.7 yards a carry, and they won the game.
Unbelievable. Good game from Calvin Austin. I had my touchdown scorer in this game was Jonnu Smith. He had 5 targets, only 2 catches. I will tell you, I will not be doing this again. Freiermuth gets the touchdown, but Jonnu wasn't even really targeted in the red zone. Just for anybody that cares, I don't know if you guys watched this, but they were going after Darnell Washington a ton. They went back to him back-to-back plays on 3rd and 4th down. They got stuffed. He's a massive guy, so I don't hate the idea of doing it, but here's a coaching take. I wouldn't go back-to-back plays to him because he might have a little bit of a conditioning problem, and he ran like a post or like an in route, like not even like a slant, but like in the end zone, and he wasn't even ready for the ball. He was like gassed after one play of getting that target. I'm not playing the carousel with the tight ends, just like I'm not playing the carousel with the Packers wide receiver, so I'm done with that. But yeah, Rodgers, 25-35, 203 yards. Didn't have to do a whole lot, 60 QBR, but this is the Steelers, the Steelers we're more familiar with.
Rodgers did his job.
Rodgers
did his job, and that was the best defensive performance from the Steelers defense you could ask for. Those 13 garbage time points that no one cares about in the fourth quarter. Daniel Jones had 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles. 2 were lost. And I'm going to go ahead and stand on business again. I'm not going to overreact to one game. Still think the Colts are a good football team. I'll go as far as to say very good football team. I'm not overreacting on one game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You got to remember it's a long season. You're not going to win every game, 17 games. You're going to probably have, 4 or 5 losses, maybe 1 or 2 bad ones that you probably shouldn't have lost. But over the course of the season, you'll look good. And that's exactly what the Colts are doing. That's what a lot of these good teams are going to do. So I'm with you. The other thing I wanted to mention, I want to give this guy his credit, Peyton Wilson. I loved when he got drafted. I think he went in the 3rd round. He's from NC State. He had like an ACL injury, knee injury, and he came back and played after rehab, and he won an award for like linebacker of the year, I think. I don't know if anybody knows much about him. Give Peyton Wilson a look on his Wikipedia page. 14 tackles yesterday and 2 passes deflected.
This is the guy that chased down Jordan Addison in the London game, the Dublin game, that everybody was like shitting on Addison. They're like, you let a white linebacker with the torn ACL fucking chase you down from 30 yards. He's a dog.
Yep. Absolutely love him. And I remember when the Steelers always do a really good job of like drafting certain guys, someone said, yeah, they need a wide receiver. They absolutely need a wide receiver. DK, 2 catches, 6 yards. Oh, well, Roman Wilson had a catch for 4 yards. But great job there. And then TJ Watt vintage.
DK's such a bitch, dog.
I know. I'm not a DK guy.
Such a bitch. The Seahawks just did it all right. Oh my God.
Yep. They really did
everything right. It's just crazy. And JSN literally is the fucking best receiver in the NFL. Do you know that they closed the game with his prop being at over under 101 yards?
No.
That's insanity. JSN is getting 101 yards prop, and he went over, and he led the fucking league in receiving yards yesterday, which I took plus 600. Bang.
Back-to-back masterclasses for our guy Steak. Let's fucking go. Let's keep it game by game though. We need some organization and some structure, and then we'll get to that game at the end there. Let's finish the 1 o'clock slate, Steak. We got one more game with the Broncos and Texans, and then I gotta take a piss break if that's all right.
Yep, I'll take one too.
All right, and then if you're on Twitter, come to Twitch and YouTube. Steak, I just sent you I text you the link or the tweet. Retweet it if you don't mind. We're gonna shut down on Twitter if you are hanging out on Twitter. Broncos and Texans. So I did not really see a lot of this game for whatever reason. Maybe they I guess they weren't scoring, so they weren't in the red zone all that much. Sorry for being a red zone merchant, but it's the best I could do. I didn't know Stroud got hurt.
Yeah.
6 for 10, 79 yards, 2 sacks, 81 QBR, and then he was out of there. Davis Mills comes in, 17 to 30, 137, 51 QBR. Bo Nix didn't do all that great. 18 to 37, 19 incompletions, 18 completions. Yikes. 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a sack, 53 QBR. But J.K. Dobbins, 15 carries, 61 yards. That's all you really need when you got a good defense. Cortland Sutton had 1 catch, 30 yards, and a touchdown. R.J. Harvey was the lead receiver, 5 catches, 51 yards. I think my Bo Nix to lead the league in interceptions probably doesn't have life, but it's weird because every week I feel like he throws one. Could be way off on that. Here's my buddy texted me this morning. All right. Nowhere near as bad as Cornfields, that fucking asshole. But he just said, remember when you shit on Sean Payton for not being a good head coach? Now, look, I think I've done a pretty good job of acknowledging, like, damn it, Sean Payton's making me look bad. You know, I think still, I'm not going to give full credit to Sean Payton unless he wins a playoff game.
Okay.
Now, you might say I'm wrong. The chat might say I'm wrong. And my friend Drew says I'm wrong because the Broncos are 7-2. And they're fighting for a 1 seed in the play in the AFC. Where are you at with the Broncos right now?
It's not pretty.
It's not
pretty, but the Eagles aren't pretty.
Yeah,
it's just another one of those things where they get this defense fully healthy, and they can beat anyone. But it isn't pretty, and I'm totally fine with your take. I'm not going to be that impressed about beating Davis Mills. The hit on CJ Stroud, I struggle with the term dirty because it was a dirty hit, even though I feel like dirty hits imply that you meant to do it. Does that make sense? And I feel like if you watch the replay of the hit, he very clearly didn't mean to do it, but it was a dirty looking hit. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it sucked to see. It didn't look good. I'll say that. It did not look good. Davis Mills actually came in the beginning and he was like pretty accurate making throws. I was like, oh, this makes sense. You didn't game plan for Davis Mills. You game plan for CJ Stroud, and Davis Mills is dicing you up. But towards the end of that game, the real Davis Mills showed up. Like if you could get a QBR in Davis Mills' first 15 throws versus second, I bet you would be fucking night and day. He was a lot worse at the end of that game. And I got a whole lot of nothing to say about the Broncos. I don't enjoy watching them play football one bit, but they're 7-2, and I do think the defense is insane. I also think the fucking Texans defense is really, really fucking good.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. These are the quarterbacks the Denver Broncos have beaten this year. Cam Ward, Jake Browning, Justin Fields, Jackson Dart, Davis Mills. Now, the guys I've left off that list were also Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts. But it's a lot of meh. It's a lot of meh. Now, they have an easy schedule. Yeah. They do have to play the Chiefs twice, but they got to play the Raiders and the Commanders, the Raiders, and the Packers, Jags, Chiefs, Chargers. So it's very possible this team wins 12 or 13 games.
Very possible. Absolutely.
Very possible. And here's what I'll say.
If I'm not mistaken, if they played the Chiefs, they have 3 games left against the Chiefs and the Chargers, right?
Yep.
But then 2 against the Raiders?
Yep.
Ugh, there they are. They're winning.
Commanders, Packers, and Jags.
They're winning 12 games at least.
Yep. So here's what I'll say. If you want to invest in the season on the Denver Broncos, fine. You want to buy into the Broncos? I got no issue with that. I reserve my right to accept I'm wrong about Sean Payton until this motherfucker wins a playoff game. Win a playoff game. Because here is where I even formed this opinion on Sean Payton. You're going to tell me, oh, he won a Super Bowl. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Mike McCarthy won a fucking Super Bowl. He had Drew Brees. Drew Brees, Hall of Fame quarterback. Phenomenal quarterback. And he had a roster. He had Alvin Kamara in his prime. You had Michael Thomas. You had a great defense. DeMario Davis, dogs. Now, kudos to the team for building that roster, just like he's doing here. But as a coach, you know what Sean Payton also did, Steak? You should know this.
I already know what you're going to say. Lost to Kirk Cousins. Only playoff win for Kirk Cousins came against Sean Payton, and lost to Case Keenum.
Absolutely inexcusable. And let me just make sure all you motherfuckers, how many people we got in here right now? How many people? It says we got 130 in Twitch, 56 in YouTube. That's 186. I'm sure we got 10 or 20 on Twitch. Probably 200 people listening. If you're ever in a debate, and somebody like my friend Drew said this morning, I was actually really busy putting up a nice email together for Corbin. He was distracting me because I was getting fired up about this. If you ever try to say, oh, and the Saints got fucked because that game was rigged for the Rams, you don't know ball. Now, let me explain something. That was one of the worst no calls in the history of sports. The Saints should have gotten that pass interference. Maybe they would have scored. Maybe they would have won the game. And I'll tell you right now, they would have gone into the Super Bowl and beaten the Patriots. How do I know? Because I bet on them that year. I had them 20-1 in the fucking Super Bowl. I thought they were good enough. They went out in that game against the Rams at home and scored 13 points in the first quarter. 13-0. You know what they did after that? They took their foot off the gas because Sean Payton coaches like a fucking pussy. All this guy does year in and year out with the Saints was get home playoff games, and he lost over and over and over again. He let Tom Brady drag his dick all over him when he was 40 years old. Case Keenum, that was on the road. Kirk Cousins, you lose to Kirk Cousins at home? Shame on you. What is that, Greta Van Thunberg? How dare you? This guy fucking sucks. Also, the Saints only had 3 penalties that game. The Rams had 7. You're welcome.
You could make a Netflix documentary about all the Saints playoff jokes while Sean Payton was a coach.
I'm so glad you agree with me on this. So Sean Payton, respectfully, you're doing a fine job. The one thing I collab with Sean Payton on is that he said, get the fuck out of here with that Russell Wilson bullshit. Like that.
And stood on business about his guy, Bo Nix. Once again, I don't know. Nerfy Chad.
I don't think that's an insane hill to die on, but go ahead.
Is that the feeling? Am I crazy? I thought Kyle Rudolph caught that.
No, Kyle Rudolph in the end zone. And it was a fade. Yeah, it was a fade. But maybe he's talking about another pass.
That was Kirk Cousins' only playoff win.
I thought it was his only road playoff win. The fact that it was only playoff win is crazy.
It's only playoff win. Do you know there will never be a chance I say that, by the way, Nerfy Chad. You will never hear that come out of my mouth. The fact that, and I think you're a Midwest guy, Nerfy Chad, so we nailed it when we had Beeve on because Beeve is from the Midwest and he made us understand the love affair the Midwest has with Kirk Cousins. It makes me think I live on a different planet than people from the Midwest. And I don't think where I live is better. I don't think I'm better than you. I want to be clear because actually I think where I live is full of shitty people who don't see the best in people. And I'm not talking shit about the Midwest, but seeing the love affair that you guys have with Kirk Cousins, I wonder, I feel like an alien.
I'm with you. And then this is a great conversation. Bo won again. I see. Yep. He's winning. Good play with his legs. He did say this, and I agree. There's a lot of bad coaches out there. I would take Sean Payton.
Absolutely. 100% what McKiffin says is correct.
And here are 2 questions I posed. Would you rather have Sean Payton or Mike Tomlin?
Sean Payton.
I said that too. Now, I'm sorry.
If they don't win a playoff game in Pittsburgh this year, I would fire Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. I don't want to keep going 9-8. I'd rather do 13-4 with with Peyton. Would you rather have Shane Steichen or Mike McDonald over Sean Payton? I thought that was a good one.
It's a really good one. I thought you meant Shane Steichen or Mike McDonald. I'm probably taking one of those young guys over Sean Payton personally.
Me too.
I know a lot of people will disagree with that one.
He did. He laughed at it. He said, Sean Payton, you're out of your mind. I don't know, Jim. I thought that was a pretty good question. Anyways, we'll keep moving. Thank you. That was my rant on that and the Broncos. But okay, we're in the 4:00 slate. Steak, I got to take a piss. Do you have to pee or do you want me to set you up?
No, I have to pee.
All right. We're going to take a quick piss break. We'll call it a commercial break. We don't have any advertisers yet. If you know any of them, feel free to send them our way. You guys are great. Thanks for tuning in to the weekend recap. We will be back here in a few minutes. Snowflakes in the chat. You don't have to go home. Taking a piss. We'll be right back. And here's some easy listening for you on the Degenerate 105.9. 15-second countdown for the boys. There's our new screensaver when we have to go to the bathroom.
Adorable.
I don't know how to take it off now.
Guess we'll just have to do the rest of the show with it.
I don't know. I don't know where it went. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Whoops. Hold on. Get that off. All right. We're back. Everybody stay put. Okay. Some fun 4:00 games. Jags Raiders. Stinky line of the day. Jags are -2.5. This was a disgusting game. And I just want to say something. I feel somewhat responsible if you lost this under. Now, that doesn't mean you need to DM me or anything like that. I'm just going out on the here and getting ahead of it. But I did tweet. I said, this game is such a meme when it was 9-6. Immediately after that, 31 points.
Yeah, in the third quarter.
in the fourth quarter. 31 points in the fourth quarter, another 13. So that's 44 points scored after I tweeted a joke about the game being 9-6 with the Jags Raiders. Steak, Geno Smith played a lot better than we've seen him play. He still threw an interception because that's what he does, but he had 4 touchdowns, 284 yards. Really, it was all about Brock Bowers. 12 catches, 127 yards. G&T didn't do much, 42 yards on the ground. And, talk about a guy that doesn't look like the guy. Trevor Lawrence, 23 of 34, 220, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. He did run 1 in, 60 QBR. ETN had a nice game, 22 carries, 84 yards. Loved what I saw from Parker Washington here. I'm such a Parker Washington guy. I played him to score a touchdown. I took Brian Thomas Jr. over yards. He didn't really do anything until late. He had a 40-yard catch, and then he got hurt. But the Jags win. Great job. Listen, you and I are those kinds of bettors. We have been for a while. People sometimes give us shit. -2.5. Anything under 3, we just lay the money line. All it takes is one of these to happen to you. If you had the Jags -2.5 and you didn't take the money line, you probably would have been like, fuck. It was worth maybe not winning $17 to secure a winner, So good job on that. What's your takeaways from this game?
Brock Bowers is a cheat code. Complete cheat code. I mean, he is really fucking insane. Trevor, man. I don't know. I want Trevor to be good so bad. I want him to be good so bad. It just feels like there's something missing. You saw I was with my buddy Tim, who watching the game with him, right? So he went to the spot we were at. He knows the owners, and he had them put the Jags Raiders on the main screen instead of the Chiefs Bills. I don't know how you'd feel about somebody doing that, but he did that. He texted the owner beforehand and said that he would come and spend a certain amount of money as long as the Jags were on the main screen. And I asked him, I looked over at him. I said, hey, honest question, man. I just want your honest opinion. Is Trevor Lawrence kind of the R word? I'm starting to think that kind of the R word. Like, you look at him out there, you look at his face, and he sort of looks like kind of like a female caveman, and he just looks kind of R-worded. I can't get excited. I cannot get excited that the Jags are 5-3. And if Brian Thomas is hurt, and so you're like Parker Washington had a nice game. Don't get me wrong. It's just the last thing you could do is take away this guy's weapons. Bashal Tutin did score again, but he sucks. That guy fucking sucks. I was wrong about him. He did score, but he sucks, man. Like, he's a bad running back. He's a plotter. He's a Blake Corum. He gets 2.5 yards every carry. He never does anything special. At some point, I think they only give him the ball because it's very well known that Travis Etienne struggles on the goal line. I don't have a lot of good to say about the fucking Jags because you know how I feel about the Raiders. And I know that Geno Smith put together a nice game. He made a lot of bad throws too. He bitches after every throw. That guy bitches at his teammates so much. I don't like Geno Smith. I'm not a Geno Smith fan. This offensive line's terrible. I can't believe they drafted Ashton Jeanty, and I can't believe they don't have a wide receiver 1, but not a lot to say. I think you play this game again, there's no shot there's 59 points scored ever.
So yesterday I was going to meet up with you to watch the games. I was really looking forward to it. We ran long, and I had to, because I don't have my car down here, so I had to drive 30 minutes back, and then I would have gone 30 minutes to you and another 30 minutes home. I was like, man, it's gonna be an hour and a half in the car to go see the Jags. I knew we were watching it with your Jags friend, he's a great dude. He's a diehard fan. And I said to myself, as I finally got home, and I unfortunately had to bail and I didn't make it, but I was watching this game, And I said, sometimes you feel good about a decision you make, because I had FOMO and I wanted to go watch football with the boys. I was like, not watching this Jags Raiders game right now sounds like a great thing. And as soon as I think that, and I tweeted that meme, it turns into the most fun game of the day. And then I text you, I was like, watching this game with a Jags fan sounds fucking awesome right now. That 68-yard field goal, you posted a video of it, and I heard him say, we got a record.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm just going to tell you right now, that is fucking awesome. And when that happened, I thought about hammering the Jags, because it's like, how do you lose? Your team is so fired up. Guys on the sideline are fired up. Josh Hines-Allen comes over there and fired up, but they still look like shit. And I was like, man, there's something that's just not right with this team. Hines-Allen, by the way, I told you I'm not the biggest Josh Hines-Allen guy. He had 1.5 sacks yesterday. So good game for him. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's the Jags are tough.
Jags are tough.
Yeah,
sure.
So
what's even funnier about Auto Gelato's comment? So my buddy, the Jags fan, called his brother immediately, and he was telling his brother, "Yeah, they said it would be good. That would have been good from 80. That would have been good from 80, man." And he hit a record, and his brother, I guess, was just doing yard work. He's like, "What the fuck are you calling me for?"
It had an extra 5 yards on it. It had an extra 5 yards on it.
They definitely need wide receivers, Casper, no doubt, but they also need a quarterback that can get them the ball.
Okay. Blake Corum actually had a nice game. Oh, I'm sorry. That's it for that. Let's go to the Rams. Rams Saints 34-10. Rams cover. Good job. You called this. And I thought about maybe getting cute with the Saints here, and I did. I took the longest completion. You only had a 26 and a 27 yarder. Didn't get the 31.5. Oh well, shit wager. Puka 7 catches, 95 yards. I was going to tweet something about OPOY is back in play. Then he gets hurt. Didn't look good. Kyren Williams, though, you nailed it. It was a Kyren Williams game. Did you take him to have the most rushing yards? And he didn't.
No, because he
Monangai
more to beat Rico Dowdle.
No, Monangai had
I'm sorry, Monangai. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Monangai had the most rushing yards.
But it was Blake Corum, 13 carries, 58 yards. He looked good, but the distribution, when I bet on Kyren Williams last game, it's 12-12. Now it's 25-13. This makes more sense, and it's a blowout. I really have no fucking sense.
Yes.
Sometimes I think I have a fucking black cloud over my head with these fucking props. I got to take it easy with the props. I suck at props. But anyways, that was a Kyren Williams game. You absolutely nailed it. The only other thing I'll say is I don't love the look of Tyler Shook, but what more can you do on the Saints? Alvin Kamara is probably done.
Did Tyler Shook go on the Amon-Ra St. Brown podcast recently? Was that recent?
I have no idea.
God, I hope that's not what he did. I hate when players that are fucking. I can't with that. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is this: 2 things. Actually, no. Let me just focus on Alvin Kamara. The Alvin Kamara we once knew and love is done. He's done. We need to like old Yeller. He's done. He doesn't look good. Actually, no, he looks bad. 6 carries, 14 yards.
Alvin Kamara was Drew Brees' running back, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. He had Alvin Kamara in his prime, and he had Mark Ingram.
He's only 30, but it feels like he's 35.
Dude, he runs like he. Yeah, it's not good for Alvin Kamara. He's done, and it's sad to say. But we can move on. We don't have to spend too much time on that game. That's all I have to say. Anything else for you for Rams Saints?
You know how weird it must be to play with Drew Brees and then play with Tyler Shook?
Yeah.
That's got to be a really trippy experience.
Yeah.
I imagine if I played with Drew Brees, I would think playing with Tyler Shook, I would think I was on mushrooms or something.
No, I don't know. Mushroom sounds like a good time. That's
bad trip.
Yeah. Bad trip is better.
Yeah.
Was never an insane running back. What made him special was his receiving work. Sure. But he had a little Le'Veon Bell in him. Good vision. But you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he is right. He's not a.
But come on. I mean, the guy can still run the ball.
Yeah, he can still run the ball, but they're throwing screens to him, and so it's still running the ball. Like
definitely.
He's not catching 50-yard bombs.
No. He's never run for 1,000 yards. Wow.
No, he had a bunch of years where he had like 850 each or something.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I never knew that stat. Bills 28-21. Had the Bills, liked the Bills. Glad that came through. We talked our boy Greg off of the Chiefs. He liked the Chiefs early. James Cook has another good game, 27 carries, 114 yards. It was the Josh Allen game. I talked about it on Prop Talk. I said Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns, added to my card. Did I put it on my card? Nope, because I'm a fucking loser. But Dalton Kincaid was the guy to come through. It's always tough to know which one's it going to be. Is it going to be Knox? Going to be Kincaid? 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. He looked great. Shakir had some nice catches, 43 yards. I guess the takeaway here, Steak, is I thought the Bills' defense looked about as good as you can ask them to look. And maybe it's something that had to do with the bye week. But, Sean McDermott is still a loser. He's a defensive-minded guy. They got after Pat Mahomes. He had a 50 QBR, 3 sacks. But more importantly, I mean, he was under pressure most of the game. If you look at this is why I like to look at the stat sheet sometimes. Joey Bosa, 5 quarterback hits. Greg Rousseau, 4 quarterback hits. They had 15 QB hits. To put that in perspective, the Chiefs had 6.
Yeah.
Great job from the Bills defense. In my opinion, this is more about the Bills defense than anything. What are your takeaways?
Yeah, it's about the Bills defense, but also Josh Allen did exactly what he's supposed to do. He didn't hit his rushing yards, which was my favorite prop from the game. It was always just him to get 2 fucking touchdowns. But yeah, he had 273 yards passing, didn't turn the ball over. It was just everything I think you need from the Bills to win games. Josh Allen does what Josh Allen's supposed to do. James Cook hits over 100 yards, and the defense plays well. If they play like this, they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah. All right. Well said. It does go, or does need to be said that the Bills are 5-1 against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. So status quo there. 23-26 from Allen is very impressive. Good job for Buffalo. Good job for Buffalo. You needed that. Hopefully you don't have a letdown next week. We'll see. Last game of the night. And then we'll talk a little Monday Night Football, and then we'll shut it down. Steak, both you and I have some corp stuff at noon. So we'll get a little early ending to the stream here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Love Mondays. Love the recaps. Seahawks 38-14. You had the Commanders. I love the Commanders. I thought about them all week. Thought about almost making it my best bet, but I've already done it. I think like twice this year. Last second, I started getting cold feet. I tweeted a picture of Debo from the movie Friday where he said, "Stop being a bitch and come on," because I wanted to bet the Commanders so bad. It was not having I was pretty much even on the day. I was like, I don't want to end the red. So instead I bet on fucking Kenneth Walker, who looked great early in the game. As soon as I bet on him, he did nothing. But the Seahawks in this game absolutely dominated. 38-14. Sam Darnold, 21 of 30, 4 touchdowns. He was throwing fucking dimes. 97 QBR, 141 rating. Jaden Daniels, 16 of 22, 153 and an interception. I think he got hurt at the end of the game. I did not see that. I was sleeping. But your boy JSN, good job, Steak. You had him to lead the league in receiving yesterday. 8 catches, 129 yards, 9 targets, and Seahawks are for real.
Yeah, it's my worst take of the football season. This is my worst take of the football season. Not thinking the Seahawks would be good. So it kind of is double painful because he used to be the quarterback of my team. We won 14 games last year. Then he went to Seattle, and I thought he wouldn't be good. So I took the Seahawks under 8.5 wins. It's just my worst take of the football season. So every time that I have to talk about this, it comes with a little pain because you watch Sam Darnold play, and he just looks fucking incredible, man. He just looks fucking incredible. 21 of 24 for 330 yards is absolutely insane. 141 quarterback rating. Throwing to fucking guys like Cody White and Torrey Horton and Elijah Arroyo. I mean, bro, what is there to say? What is there to say? It's a little sad, I think, what's going on for the Commanders. That feels kind of like a cursed franchise. You didn't think they were going to – what were they last year, 13-4 or 12-5?
Something like
whatever
that.
It was. No one truly believed they were going to repeat it, but I think we thought they would win 10 games, go 10-7, be competitive. They're bad. They're bad. Terry McLaurin, it's a fucking problem. Bill, dude, I think Bill is bad, unfortunately. Cool story. I wanted him to be good. I think he's bad. It's even confusing why they thought trading Brian Robinson was a good idea.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I don't know what you say. I don't know what you say about the Commanders except that it looks like it's falling apart pretty quickly.
I got a couple things to say about them. I think that they look. I think they're the oldest team in the NFL, and they look every part of it. Yep. This team really needed some youth and some younger people on defense. Even Trey Amos, I guess they drafted him. He was a nice guy to pick up, but like Marshawn Lattimore, what is this guy doing on your team?
He's bad.
Payne looks old. Wagner, obviously, and Frankie Louvu are the guys that first come to mind when you talk about this team being old, but they look old and slow.
Ertz.
Who?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dan Quinn might be Ron Rivera with a fucking goatee and a backwards hat. But this is just bad. The other thing I will say, you're almost in a way proving Terry McLaurin's worth with how awful this offense is without him, because they need a guy.
Yeah, and I agree, Joel. Eckler was going to be big for him too, but in running back years, he's pretty old too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. That's a good point. And then the last thing, I love to shout out and appreciate a good coordinator. And we didn't think about this early enough, but last year with the Jaden Daniels and the Cliff Kingsbury connection, how successful it was. Clint Kubiak might be a guy, this offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, and credit to the Seahawks for having Phil Grubb. I think he was a guy from the University of Washington last year with Kalen DeBoer. They got him in there. It didn't work. They said, see you later. Didn't waste any fucking time. No favors, not being friends. And they got Kubiak in there. Remember, the Saints had 90 points in the first 2 games of the season last year. He has been awesome. So, all right. That's a
final gripe with the Seahawks. My only gripe left. Everything the Seahawks are fucking good, and there's nothing negative to say about them except Zach Charbonnet sucks. That motherfucker sucks. I have never, ever in my life seen Zach Charbonnet do something above average or spectacular with a football in his hand, ever.
I think it's crazy. So, Steak, the first quarter of that game, Kenneth Walker had 4 carries for 19 yards. He had about 8 or 9 yard pop. I pull out my Hard Rock. And I say, you know what? He looks good. I don't have anything in the game. I'm just going to bet on him because I thought it would correlate. Seahawks look like they were up 7-0. They're probably going to have the lead. Yeah. They're going to want to run the ball, manage clock. After that point, he finished with 11 carries and 42 yards. But the point I'm making is this. I'm not trying to cry about a losing wager. I notice these things sometimes. The Seahawks ran the ball 24 times. They passed the ball 24 times. 50-50 in a game you're up 31-7 in the first
they kept passing, bro. They kept passing.
Dude, they were up 21-0. I tweeted this, and they did a play action. They were going to bomb it down the field. The guy wasn't open, so Sam had to check down. But Mike McDonald and this team is out for blood. They're out for fucking blood. They're not trying to play patty cake.
Nah, they're definitely trying to get JSN. They're trying to make a statement about JSN for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, they're trying to make a statement about fucking Sam. They're trying to make a statement about this, what they're capable of doing more than being just a good defense. And the last thing I heard, the sideline reporter said the Seahawks defense told Commanders fans bye-bye in the second quarter. And they said there's 4 quarters, and they said, nope, bye-bye. Y'all can leave now. This team might be nasty. Like, they got confidence. They're playing good football every single week, even in their 2 losses. So, all right, let's quickly talk about tonight's Monday Night Football game. The Dallas Cowboys are hosting the Arizona Cardinals. 2.5, 3, I think is the spread for this. 53.5 is the total. It's our newsletter play. We are 3-0 in the newsletter. Let's try to go 4-0. This is Greg's best bet. If you like Greg, tail it. If you don't like Greg, fade it. You know where I stand. Fuck Greg. But I got to tail him because he's part of the degenerate family. So Cardinals plus 2.5. Maybe I can get 3. I don't know. We'll shop around. We'll see what Prophet X has. But I'll pull up Prophet X right now and find out. Shout out to the Suns, by the way, -3 plus 102. That was fun. I'm starting to like, when you lose, when you get your ass kicked so often, you start to like saving money on juice.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out.
It's real funny how that works out. So, anyways, yeah, look at this. Plus 3 on Prophet X is plus 107. Look at that. I'm loving it. I sound like a court bitch. I don't even care. That Suns -3 plus 102.
I hit on Prophet X Bills more penalties, and I hit my no score parlay yesterday on Prophet X.
Oh, yeah. No touchdown parlay came through. And how about the Ravens 3-and-out plus 168 on Thursday Night Football?
We're 3-0. We're 3-0 in our last 3 Prophet X specialty bets.
Since we joined Pickett, I have had the worst stretch of gambling in a long time. And somebody actually, it's funny, the followers, one of them pointed it out too. They're like, DJ, it all started when you started working for Pickup. I was like, yeah, well, what are you going to do? But they're not a sports book, so nobody can fucking come in my DMs and be like, you work for the book, so you're losing on purpose. Shut up. Maybe that'll counter out now. Find a little, hopefully a couple wins here. Balance it out.
W Dead Prez, Carter.
What Dead Prez say?
He said he dropped the Prophet X. It's Dead Prez a mod?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Is that my promo code or Steak's promo code?
Doesn't matter.
No, it does. It does. We're doing a contest between us. And
are we?
Yeah, you didn't know about this? If I get more signups than you?
Sounds like you're doing a contest on your own.
I'm totally kidding.
Promo code Steak.
Yeah. Okay. Where you at, Steak? Are you happy we're on this side, or are you kind of nervous?
I'm happy we're on this side. I like a square over tonight.
Oh.
I like Jacoby.
Last night went over. You don't care.
Don't care. No, I don't care at all. At all. Chiefs Bills went under. That's what matters.
It did. You're right.
It did, yeah. It's 31 points or 34 points in the first half, and it went under. I like a square over, which means I like a lot of props. It'll be tough to build a no touchdown parlay, but I will do it. I'm thinking as far as no touchdown guys that I like go, George Pickens. I don't think George Pickens gets in the end zone tonight. It might be the CeeDee Lamb game. And then, there's not a lot of guys to like not to score, to be completely honest with you. Maybe Jake Ferguson. Maybe I'll keep Jake Ferguson out of the end zone. It's tough to say, though. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Javonte Williams. To be honest, I like Marvin Harrison. I know that's weird, but I like Marvin Harrison. But yeah, my favorite play will be over 53.5, and I will tell Greg. Obviously, I'm the resident Cowboys hater, even though this isn't a spot like that. I'm dying to fade them with Jacoby Brissett, but I'll ride Greg.
I like Dak to score
Anytime.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Let's check what it is.
Yeah. Who
Wow, he's way down here. Plus 750. McKiffin's gonna ride Greg with me.
I don't really have a good read on this game. I'll try to get a game script going. I've been slacking with the game scripts lately. Nothing's coming to me organically, you know. But okay. I'm gonna stew on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to stew on it. By the way, I'm just looking right now. I got some. Oh, here we go. Yep. I'm on a 3-bet run on Prophet X. Under in Houston, Seminoles, and Niners. So I'm putting 4-0. 5-0. 5-0 run on Prophet X. Falcons, Bills. All right. So I'm putting my Arizona Cardinals bet in.
Got some NBA plays. Got a college basketball play. We got 7 minutes. Do you care if I pitch them?
Nope. Go. I'm putting this in right now.
Bullish on fading the Milwaukee Bucks. I've been bullish. And I think there's going to be a time to fade the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it's tonight against the Indiana Pacers. I like the Pacers +6, and I like Pacers money line +188. I think it's a fun one. You guys are going to hate my next one, but I'm doing it anyways. The Sacramento Kings +12.5. I will also be sprinkling on the +460 money line. Those are 2 dogs for you. Sacramento Kings, Indianapolis Pacers, spread and outright. I will post later. And then what's the big college basketball game?
Wait. Are you doing dog of the day yet?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Arizona and the Florida Gators. And I know it's pretty chalky at this point to take the old national championship hangover, but I think this is a really good spot to take a national championship hangover spot. Arizona +3.5. I really like it, and I really like a money line.
I'm excited to start talking college basketball again, but
got to hit the lab then because it's happening real fast.
Well, the lab hasn't even. There's no lab.
What, you don't have a lab?
Well, you don't have a lab on the first game of college basketball. What could you possibly lab in any of these games?
I think for the Gators, it's interesting. It's weird to say, like, it feels like they return a ton of guys, and obviously they added Boogie Flan, but then they also lost Walter Clayton. They lost Elijah Martin. They lost Will Reichard. And it's tough to figure out, like, what the Gators are going to be early in the year. I think this game's interesting. I understand you're saying I don't want to lab Bradley, St. Bonaventure, or Queens and Winthrop. Like, I understand that. We're not going to be labbing those games. But there's stuff to lab for sure.
Bro, this is the biggest slate I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, but it's not anything crazy. I think, yeah, I agree with the chat. I think the lab work for tonight for us is transfer portals.
Okay. Xfinchi, no disrespect, because I like you, you're a nice guy. What is that going to do?
Whenever you say no disrespect, I always feel like you're about to like go full Hitler and time out a guy.
What is me looking at the roster of Pepperdine going to do?
Blindly tailing old Freddie in college basketball is actually not a stupid move whatsoever. You could just do that.
Not at all. Hope Freddie Mills is doing well. Haven't heard from him in a little while, but he's been awesome. If I look at a roster, I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, bro. I'll tell you right now. You could say whatever. You could shit on the chat. I'm with the chat on this one. And we actually did a lot of this in college football, and it did help a lot. It helped a lot.
I don't know the players.
Well, whatever. Can't.
Do you know the players?
Teach an old dog new tricks. No, dude, you were pretty impressive with the other day. You knew more than I expected you to know.
Well, I follow guys in the tournament, but then they get drafted. Yeah. He's good. Maybe even 12:30. You guys previewed every CFB, dude. That's a lot different. It's a lot different.
You just have to believe in yourself. Well, I can't say what I think because it turned into a fucking clip on the Ramble fucking Twitter because I said fucking it's tough to talk college basketball when you got Jeff Rosa down the street. But now you're kind of proving my point, but you were so mad I said that.
Well, because Jeff Rosa is irrelevant. If Jeff Rosa has a microphone or a camera or doesn't
learn about college basketball, if you want to learn about college basketball, just go listen to him talk about college basketball.
Yeah, but my point is, it doesn't matter if he exists. It's a terrible take. It is irrelevant if Jeff Rosa is on or off a camera talking about college basketball. I have nothing to provide. I don't follow the offseason.
You have more to provide if you listen to Jeff Rosa talk. You say you want to learn the players. He knows fucking starting fives.
Okay, hold on. You want me to just listen to Rosa and then regurgitate?
No, not regurgitate.
What am I going to do?
Listen to him and learn a few things about college basketball. It's great. We listen to Cover 3 to learn things about college football.
No, I don't hate Rosa. This is not a Rosa hate.
No, he doesn't. Can't turn into that.
No, this is not the Rosa hate thing. I agree with you. Rosa is an encyclopedia of basketball. I understand. Did I teach him everything he knows about betting unranked favorites against ranked opponents? Absolutely. Does he ever give me credit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Does he know everything about college basketball players? Absolutely. Yes. Do I know anything about it?
It's so weird. You're making it weird like you do hate Jeff Rosa by not admitting that it's just a perfect source for learning about college basketball.
That's not Steak. That's not the conversation we're having. I agree with you. If you want to listen to somebody talk about college basketball, learn college basketball, you go listen to Jeff Rosa. You are intertwining that into, Degen, what are we going to do?
Yeah. Are we going to?
That has nothing to do with what we do.
Are we going to learn a few things?
We don't fucking know anything.
About college basketball.
This is what you're saying. Just so I'm going to put it this way. You don't know how to drive.
Learn and then speak.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know how to drive.
So you're going to go have Jeff Rosa teach you how to drive, and then you're going to come on this show and tell you everything that Jeff Rosa just taught you.
No, dude. I'm just talking about learning players and all that stuff.
I'm down to go listen to Jeff Rosa talk about college basketball and learn about college basketball.
You do it then. You do that. And try not to let it make you angry.
You're making me angry. This has nothing to do with Jeff Rosa.
I feel like Jeff Rosa is making you angry. We didn't have any strife this entire stream until we started talking about Jeff Rosa. And now I know your face is turning red, and I know for a fact your blood pressure is up.
It's because of you. No, it's because of you.
That's the topic.
Listen, how long have we streamed? We got people subbing for 36 months.
Yeah.
For 2 years, I talked college basketball.
Yeah.
All day. No, not all day. Sorry. Every day.
Yeah.
Did I preview college basketball?
I think if I checked the Degenerate newsletter, there would be a college basketball. We just so you know, we definitely did college basketball futures last year.
You sure?
I think so. You want me to check right now? You want me to check right now?
Yeah. Because I don't think we did.
Okay, let's see.
I don't think we did.
This is definitely what we should be doing.
Listen,
So
I never preview college basketball because I don't know anything about the teams or the players until I have them play a couple games. I learn by watching and seeing what happens and having the sample size and going from there. That's how I operate. You are saying what you're saying. I agree with ultimately.
I'm just checking.
Listen to somebody who knows about the sport, talk about the sport if you want to learn about the sport. Yeah. But what you're saying is, well, we should, if we want to talk about it, let's go listen to Jeff. And then we can go back here and take what we learned. And
I just said it was a good source. I didn't know it was going to make you.
That's not what you said. The clip is you asking what we're going to do. And then you brought in Rosa to that conversation. That is irrelevant.
Sucks. I don't have my old emails. I'm trying to find.
I'll look when we hang up. I do have to go though. It's 11:45. I have to get my blood pressure down before I talk to a client. All right, because I'm going to start yelling at him.
College basketball, 11/11/2024. We have a whole entire preview email of college basketball. We even include, we have a whole preview email.
What's in there?
Whole preview. 11/11. You can look at it. I'll tell you what it's called.
What's in there?
It's a bunch of college basketball plays.
What's in it?
Hold on.
Oh, it's Freddie Mills. It's opening day, Freddie Mills, you dumb fuck.
Nope. We also have Freddie Mills in here too. We also did Freddie Mills. We have multiple college basketball previews, to be honest.
Thank you. Me, Kerry knows because he's been around here and he's been fucking listening. Yeah. I'll say one thing about Jeff Rosa. And no, I don't hate Jeff Rosa. I swear. I'm not. Am I serious that I taught him everything he knows about gambling? Absolutely.
He said it's credit. He said it's credit.
I had no idea that JR Hoops was Jeff Rosa. And all of a sudden I just kept seeing JR Hoops stuff on my feed. I'm like, when did I follow this fucking guy? And then you started interacting with him. I'm like, who is this fuck? I had no idea that he rebranded to JR Hoops.
You hate me. You hate me now for interacting with Jeff Rosa.
No. I hate you basing on like our planning of what we're gonna do for college basketball has anything to do with what anybody else is doing.
Well, we've done no plans. We've done less every year. We do less every year.
I legitimately don't think I can name 10 players, and there's 400 teams.
I know a guy who can help you out.
I'll fucking listen to him, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean, hey, Steak, you know what? We're gonna preview the ACC after we fucking listen to hear what Rosa has to say about it.
100% clipping this to post this later, so just be prepared.
They can clip whatever they want. You think I'm fucking? I'm on a live recording with fucking 200 people watching this. What do you think?
Yeah, I know it's kind of embarrassing for us, but no, let's get rid of. Let's end this now.
Get new Nadu on. Yeah, Nadu is a guy. That talks about college basketball. Okay. Oh yeah, Buzz is great too. A lot of good college basketball. BTL is great with college basketball. Javon and Krabs know their shit. Ramble obviously knows their shit. I'm not kidding. I've said this before. It's on air. I think Jeff Rosa probably, if I had to put money on who knows the most, it's Jeff Rosa. Clip that shit. Steak over here trying to make it sound like I'm picking a fight with a fucking 20-year-old. That's not what I'm doing. What you're doing is worse. Steak is saying, what are we going to do? Let's watch what the fucking young kiddos are doing.
You're right. Next time I'll say nothing and we'll do nothing. I apologize. For wanting us to do anything at all.
Now we sound like we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
All right. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything, dude. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Like the sign says, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a nice day, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.